Hey guys, vocal coach Ken Taylor, and today I've got an exclusive video for my Facebook community group, facebook.com/singingtips. And this video is going to be on stage fright and how we can get past it. Now, for me personally, I think most people experience stage fright. I know that I did. I started singing at age 11, and it wasn't until right before my 16th birthday. I was working at a theme park, and I'd been there for about 2 weeks. And, all of a sudden, it was like one day it hit me. It was like, it doesn't matter how much I practice, occasionally I'm gonna mess up. And when I do, I'm really the only one that's gonna remember it 5 minutes after that. And once I had that realization, I was really pretty good. But that may not be enough for you. So what I wanna do today is give you 4 different tips to help you get past stage fright, okay? And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you a little analogy here where you're gonna pave your way to performance success. So we have P-A-V-E, that's how you're gonna remember it. So we're gonna start off with P, which is positive self-talk. And I'm not really talking too much about the Stuart Smalley, because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me type thing, but in a way it kind of is. Basically what I want you to do is before you get out on stage, make sure that whatever's going through your mind is pumping you up instead of closing you off. So if before you're getting on stage and you're like, oh man, I'm so nervous, I don't want to do this, there are so many people out there, blah, 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 and you're working yourself up into this frenzy, that's not helping you, So what you want to do is, kind of sit back and charge yourself up, I can do this is going to be great, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be so much fun, people are going to love it, I'm going to enjoy sharing my talent with other people, and I'm going to be able to help them, enjoy life just for the next couple of minutes, if nothing else. So that's kind of one thing that you can do. Kind of build yourself up with positive self-talk. And then the next thing I want you to do is ask yourself the right questions. This kind of falls in with the positive self-talk stuff. A lot of people sit back and they ask themselves horrible questions. They're like, well, what if I mess up? Or what if I get nervous? What if I forget my words? What if I trip and fall? What if I seem stupid in front of all of my friends? What if I fall off the stage and tumble down the aisle and knock over 3 people in a wheelchair? That doesn't help anything. But people do it all the time. So what I want you to do is if you find yourself asking yourself questions that aren't helping you, ask yourself the right questions. What if this goes great? What if I win this competition? What if this audition goes really well? What if these people like me? What if I end up performing in front of someone that really enjoys my singing and helps me take it to another level? Which, by the way, that's how I got my first performing gig. At the local theme park, I performed at this one place, and they saw me, and they ended up sending me a flyer, and long story short, a few months later, I had my first gig, paying gig. It was great, it was awesome. So it really does happen. So anyway, so ask yourself the right questions. The next thing I want you to do is visualize your success. Now, this sounds kind of silly maybe to some people who are like, well, I'm not going to do this visualization stuff. It sounds like a whole bunch of hocus pocus. But it's something that, really smart people really utilize. If you want to look at an example, think NASA. NASA, they have simulators. You can't necessarily just build as many rocket ships as you want and go to the moon, right? Astronauts spend hours upon hours upon hours, hundreds if not thousands of hours in simulators where they can kind of experience what would happen in different scenarios, essentially in their heads. And we can do the same thing just by visualizing our performance. So before you step out on stage, close your eyes and see the performance going exactly how you want it to go. See yourself getting on stage and doing the staging that you've set up in your performance. Hear yourself singing the song perfectly. See the audience responding the way that you want them to. And I'll tell you, get yourself so fired up before you get out on that stage that you're gonna live that experience, okay? So we have P, which is positive self-talk. Ask yourself the right questions. V, visualize your success. And finally, E, exude energy and enthusiasm. Now, there's a little bit of a rule in psychology, and that is that the most dominant emotion in the room is the most contagious. By the fact that you have a microphone in your hand, you are the most dominant person in the room, okay? If you get up on stage and you're nervous and you're like, oh, holy night, the audience is going to be nervous for you. If you get up on that stage and you're afraid, the audience is going to be afraid for you. But if you get up on that stage and you're energetic and you're enthusiastic and you're excited to be there and you're having a lot of fun, guess what? they're going to have a lot of fun too. And that's when performing becomes a really great interaction between you and your audience, instead of just being this really scary experience, okay? So I understand that stage fright is something, it's sometimes a little bit of a hurdle for us singers to get over, at least it can be. But if you follow these 4 steps, then I really think it'll help you take your performing to the next level. And if you notice that the first time it doesn't work or the second time it doesn't work, sometimes the best way to get over a fear is to just conquer it head on. The more you do it, the better you get. So just allow yourself to get up there, and if it doesn't feel right the first time, you know, do it the second time. If it doesn't feel right the second time, do it the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 20th, 30th time. The more you do it, the better you get. So I really encourage you to get out there and enjoy the gifts that you've been given and share them with the world. Anyway, well, that about does it for me when it comes to this whole stage fright thing. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Shout out to my Facebook community, guys. Thank you so much for giving me the idea to create this video. If you want to join, it's facebook.com/singingtips. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page here, because I'm going to be creating a lot of videos here in the future. So, once again, hope you enjoyed this, and we'll be seeing you in future videos.